Overrated, underrated for this week. These are great, by the way. Overrated nurses. I gotta go be careful on this. I have some friends who are nurses here. My wife and I just had our first baby, and she was in labor for a day and a half. Day and a half in labor. God bless her. I noticed as we went through about 4 shifts of nurses that every single one of them at some point managed to cram in how difficult their job was and how they're underpaid, have to work long hours, and don't get any respect. My wife is in excruciating pain, and I haven't slept for 2 days, so perhaps you feeling the need to nail yourself to a cross every time you carry your bloated ass down the hall to dole out an aspirin is falling on deaf ears. Jesus. We were right outside the nursing pen when those hogs sat around. Those hogs. What a great word. Sat around the whole night cackling at shit jokes and knocking down Krispy Kremes as they patted each other on the back. Granted, I would have blown my brains out if I was stuck on the graveyard shift with that herd all night. But can we give this guy a round of applause for the amount of different creative ways he's been able to call these women fat? Bloated, hogs, and herd. You have a future in writing, my friend. Anyways, I'd blow my brains out if I was stuck on the graveyard shift with that herd all night, but it didn't exactly seem like the toughest job in the world. What really killed me is how they would go on to bitch about the doctors and how the doctors were all arrogant and don't know anything. I really felt like telling them, I get that both you and the doctor have papers hanging on the wall, but the difference is that his are medical degrees from Stanford and Princeton, and yours is an honorable mention from a community college and a Ziggy cartoon from 1989. Let's just say MD gets the tie and move on. What makes them overrated, here we go, let's get to the point, is that you can't call them out on their bullshit because although they don't do much, they can make your life miserable while you're there. So instead of going off on them, I sent my dad out to refill their slop bucket with a couple dozen chocolate glazed. Underrated doctors. I know they get respect already, but they deserve more. No exaggeration. We spoke with the doctor for 10 minutes. She came in, looked at our charts, did some stuff on a few machines, then laid out 3 choices and recommended one. 45 minutes later, we had a healthy baby girl. Dude, that's fucking hilarious. But I got to defend nurses, and they do work their asses off and that type of shit. But I think a lot of it was you're emotional, but you are making some point. Now, if they're sitting out there cackling about shit jokes, eating donuts, then Jesus Christ, did you deliver your fucking baby in a precinct? That sounds like a bunch of cop jokes to me.